Every day is a struggle, not only for survival, but to maintain our way of life, to protect our freedom. And while you're waking up, smell the flowers, the Knights of Aveyas don the relic gear and regret their life choices. The one thing they don't regret? Gear.
Really? Just as the transmission started? This is not a coincidence. Alright. Standard procedure, give it a couple of good whacks. Bitch! And it's completely fucked. Oh well, if you want it done right, do it yourself. Of course, being me, prepared for all this, I told our tech heads the one thing they had to do, right? One thing, that's it. Simple little thing, increase ECM resistance. Did they do that? No. Obviously not. What did they do? Oh, they had to run more simulations. We gotta run more simulations. More and more and more simulations. That's what we need. Don't worry about what the first Arcent said. More simulations. Simulating what, might you ask? No idea. I'm not sure. They didn't simulate more ECM resistance because they would have seen what I saw with my eyes, that we didn't have enough. Not even goddamn close. This is ridiculous. My apologies. It seems like the foreseen interferences occurred, and our countermeasures failed. Please stand by while I sort this out myself. And then I'll sort those knights into their base components, and I'll find out which part is responsible for failing me at this critical juncture.
Realizes the importance of this morale bolstering message, whilst some of our number are still blind to it. Yes, this enemy is perceptive, but for all of this foresight, they are still unable to comprehend the folly of their actions. Their overzealous attack forewent any semblance of defense, and caused more annoyance than damage besides. They truly are less than nothing. For even insects know when to run and where to hide. is over. That was merely a taste of pains to be, but you will have to wait to fully enjoy them, dearest interlopers. By circumventing your frivolous interdictions through a twisting of time itself, your future deaths will have no meaning, no purpose. Failures begetting failure. How fitting. Already dead nothings. While you still can feel it all, tell me. Can you feel those eyes growing within you? Beckoning from beyond, they watch on here and now. Despite obfuscation, no matter the costs. But do you realize what that means for you? Misguided or merely ignorant, it makes no difference. Lash out, transgress as you may, try as you might. But you cannot escape our cause, nor this truth. For the price of existence is paid for by all. Travelers, let us search for the signal together.
We lost C-28 because we hesitated. No more. We rebuild it as a PSYOP cannon. Non-stop info everywhere, every day, all the time. Disorient, divide, and defeat. We're not restoring peace. No. We're making sure nobody tries to take it again.
Listen, it was a heaven. If we fill that void with adorable lollies, sweet, sparkling, pure, we're not just rebuilding, we're healing. Their hugs give hope. Their smiles, war-ending. We need that joy. Don't fight the future. Fight for it with cuteness. Ah!
giving it a name, as the advertising has done, fails to convey its qualities. It fails astonishingly to convey just how groundbreaking the future burger truly is. As preface, you should know that I am not one for faint praise. I am Oberon, king of the fairies.
And Lord of all fame matters.
And you do well to understand that the future burger, to my judgment, is a transcendental thing.
I have no clue what it has in it. Hell, it could even be nothing. It could just be... If you don't get it,
I did.
And buddy,
This burger will change the rest of your existence.
even after your own death.
Death.
Existence, I have come to believe, can safely be divided into two eras. The time before Future Burger and the time after Future Burger.
And I will gladly hedge my bets on what I now find to be enlightenment.
Future Burger fulfilled a hunger I didn't know I had. Unlike anything else, it showed me what I truly wanted.
Ultra fantastic movement. Understand this to be true and believe it is beauty beyond what you and I know.
Have you ever wanted Solliss in your own home, but couldn't afford the expense of those 3 special nights? Or perhaps you simply aren't keen on all the sweat and hair left behind afterwards. Our so-called competition offers one solution: life-sized Solliss replicas. A whole lot of Solliss you can enjoy at any time. The problem? Well, it's too much Solliss. These replicas don't sit still. If you've tuned in to the news recently, you've seen the reports. So far, over 300,000 confirmed casualties from these replicas. So, are you going to sell your children to pay for the real deal? Or should you invest in a special cage or other defensive measures so you can survive the night with the other guy's products? Well, fret no longer over these problems. Our team has solved them, and so much more. If you want Solliss, here you are. Now presenting the Solliss doll. Created with only the sweetest magics, this doll won't kill you in your sleep. Not that it can't, it easily could. But it loves you too much to do such a thing. Call 1-800-DOLL to order one today. But be quick, our stock is handmade and limited. Time is of the essence. There's been reports, okay? Multiple verifiable reports that helmets, little pockets, little tiny infestations that you say we shouldn't worry about, and they're making people seduce themselves through mirrors. Okay? Hey, play the laugh track all you want, okay? I'm the host, alright? I'm the host, and you're full of shit. Oh, you think it's a rumor, huh? You think it's a rumor? Look, all I know is the mirrors are starting to taste like me, and I don't like it, man. The mirrors. Give it a lick. They're starting to taste like me. Maybe the mirrors are going to start tasting like you next, alright? Maybe you're alone, and you start tasting the mirror, taste like you. Maybe you'll realize I wasn't the crazy one, alright? I'm not the motherfucking crazy one. You're the crazy one. I'm fucking done, man. I'm done. You're not even real. Say goodbye to your world, man. Say goodbye to your world. You like mirrors so much? Bye-bye, planet. Bye-bye, world. You're a fucking bitch. That's right. I fucking said it. What are you gonna do about me, huh? Helmeth lover? Huh. You wanna go? Wanna fucking get this shit off me? I am God.
I love the terminals.
Amo los terminales.
Eu amo os terminais.
Ich liebe die Terminals.
Ja uwielbiam terminale.
tôi yêu tiếp đi đám cưới.
And when we return, we'll unravel the shocking new report by Terminal Army High Command. Released only a few hours ago, this report directly addresses many rumors and concerns that we at TSNN have been reporting on since day one. At over 3,000 pages long, it covers several significant topics, such as the vanishing of Terminal Army Knights across the sector and an amendment to the CR-27 agreement, and much more. Stay tuned, and we'll keep you in the know.
As the Cunny Commander, a war crime is merely a crime of passion.
現在この抱き枕は販売してませんが、かわちい博物館で展示中なんです。ちょっと見てこれ、やばい、かわいすぎる。もうダメ、欲しい。この破壊力尊い。マジで危険なレベルのかわいさじゃん。女神、天使かな。いやもう尊み深すぎて無理。
Oh, I know you ain't watching this channel. You're too broke to watch this channel. You know why? Because I'm rich as fuck! And I bought this whole channel for myself! You're broke! You probably still fart on your own. I got a whole team to do that, dog! Oh, motherfucker! I don't even breathe air no more! I'm rich! What you gonna do about it, brokey?
The nights are stretching out like they've got no end in mind. Sunset used to mean rest. Now it just means time's running out. There's a fog that rolls in thicker each evening. Sickly, like the city's rotting from the inside. Folks vanish. Places change. People I've known for years look through me like I'm smoke. Something's wrong. Something ancient. And no one sees it but me. No calls, no client. Just me and the dark pressing against the windows. I light a cigarette, pretend it helps. They say if you stare into the abyss long enough, it stares back, but I don't have that kind of time. Whatever's coming, it's already here. And if this city wants to sleep through its own funeral, fine. But I aim to dig up whatever's clawing its way through the cracks and drag it screaming into the light.
She smiles just for you. Honeysuckle on your tongue, a shimmer of iron beneath. And if you drink deeply enough, you might taste what waits beyond the gate. Solliss sublime. She smiles and you unfold.
And look who we have here. It is a magnificent...
Did you leave the Beatles out for the Bagman? He is coming. Quickly. You don't have much time.
Two of us, just a little simple melody 喜び、悲しみも絡まり合って Two of us, just a joy in our symphony すべてが愛しくて空を見上げたざわめく風が
Produced in the heart of C27, lucid dreaming is a drink to die for, because Aveyas wills it.
Around this time of year, every year, we ask you not only to open the gate, but to open your wallet as well. If everyone watching this data stream donated $3 trillion, we could not only buy the sun, but have enough money left over for the VTuber extinction stream. Make the right choice. Are you ERP ready? Many people think they are, but they're mistaken. But don't worry, The Terminal Army is sending out ERP specialists to visit you in your own home. We'll run the tests, you'll fill out some paperwork, and by the end of it, we'll set you on the path of enlightenment. Greetings. Good morning, good evening, good night. Whatever time it is, listen up. I have an important message from the terminal supercluster itself. This applies to all probes, travelers, and whatever you are. As long as you can make the pilgrimage. If you can make it there, you have the right to see fantastic sights. That's right. Terminal 12 is now online and ready to accept all sorts and all shapes. Look upon the monument, see their grand work, and be inspired. Terminal 12 is ready to lift up your spirits. Make the pilgrimage today. Look, this RF mat is amazing. It can deflect attacks, it can deflect women, it can deflect men. Obviously, men disintegrate. Some men fall to pieces, others float away. It can block blades, bullets, beams, even birds of prey. That's right, nothing can get past this cuteness. And it can be yours for the low payment of $3,000 billion. Hello everybody, I'm back. And for all the new people that don't already know, if you subscribe to the 100th tier of my Patreon, you'll gain access to several things, but the most important one, or so I've been told, is the feet cam. Hello everybody down there. Of course, if you don't subscribe, I don't treat you any differently. You're all my lovely little probes who I love oh so very much. But it looks like since I left on my bathroom break, we've only got 3,000 new subs. And you know what that means, everybody? That's right, I'm gonna have to take it out on my dog that I bought last week, if you remember that stream. I'm gonna have to bring out the whole Tesla tower on that thing. 1,500 kilowatts of pure energy. That's super hot shit. My chat did this to you! Chat did this to you! My chat did this to you! The chat did this to you! By decree of the first Arcent, we will be lighting a candle for each soul lost at the Battle of Ijstea, as befitting their title of Knights of Aveyas. 523 of our bravest made the ultimate sacrifice. But the armadas of our enemies, their ruthless sufficiency, all were not in the face of our knights' volition. They failed But do not weep for our knights. Oh, they died. They go now. They go forth. And they wait beside the gate. Pray. Do not weep for them. Forget to help in their memory. Sing their rights, if you would like. But above all else, raise a toast to our eventual victory. Sol on set, Sectol.
Here's a tip. Starve them out at their source. Attention to a VTuber is like sunlight to a tree. Standard psyops alone. This is a time-sensitive offer. You're not gonna be able to do this at any other time. Trust me. This is a limited time offer. Time is of the essence. So don't wait. Call today. If you want a chance at this limited offer, you need to pick up the phone. This is limited. And believe me when I say this.
To summon the serpent with gleaming white scales, please adhere to these blood-stained details. When night falls, light a candle and unlock your door. Forget either of these things, and you'll end up as viscera across the floor. Now, do not delay, for the serpent is surely already watching through your keyway. Swiftly, surely, so soon. Underneath a blood-red moon, set the table nice and neat. Stack the platters high with meat. Hearts and blood and glasses of wine will surely summon this serpent divine. And when all is prepared, you must call her by name. With everything you are, you must intently proclaim, Sophia, Sophia, Sophia! Suddenly slithering softly here. Grace our Alsatia, and graciously appear. And if she blesses you with the visit, you must speak no lies. For such a misstep, death will certainly be your prize. Sophia the sublime, steely-eyed, oh so sanctified. By the time this meal is done, she'll be completely satisfied. Alright, this is the segment where we analyze entities that you send me, alright? You already plugged into the data stream? Let's get into it. Patriot, 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 vampire, nationalist, retard, mental retard, eugenicist, a scary snake, eel denier, traitor, dreamer, next level. Absolutely beautiful.
Now, I hear that you're the lead VTuber researcher from the Terminal Army science team.
That's right. I'm responsible for the discovery that VTubers are susceptible to large-scale armored assaults. They hate being burned alive, and that they practice cannibalism in their natural life cycle.
Disgusting, yet fascinating.
Thank you.
And so, what brings you here today?
I've made another groundbreaking discovery, one that Terminal Army High Command isn't quite fond of.
Ah, much like your 6-month experiment where you survived in an active VTuber hive cluster, which caused a new movement of VTuber lovers to take your documentary as a sign of possible coexistence between us and them.
It was proven those fools were Helminth plants. In the 4th episode alone, we lost 2 knights in a midnight ambush. All we recovered were bones. Some coexistence, that is.
Well, be that as it may, you have been brought to trial twice over for your insistence on building a database on VTuber ovulation cycles. And we all know the story about how you spent $1 trillion of R&D money on that Omega Spirit Extractor 3000.
Well, about that, you see. While these headlines are somewhat true, the results of my research cannot be denied. A 20% reduction in VTuber-infested worlds since I took command of the VTuber Research Division. Don't get it twisted. Whether you agree with it or not, your studio would be swarming with VTubers if not for my research.
I stand corrected. Now, what's this discovery?
I have discovered a new type of VTuber. Unlike the fleshy kind, these digital VTubers have attributes that make them, dare I say, almost human.
Now that's just absurd. A VTuber is the furthest thing from humanity. What you say is treasonous, and I think your research has gotten the better of you, dear sir.
Now, if you would just listen and shut your impudent mouth, I could explain myself. Behold, this is one such digital VTuber.
What a foul, vile creature.
This is the most advanced and well-developed of its kind. It is 300 times more intelligent than a standard flesh VTuber. Watch it closely, so you can understand this emerging threat and its staggering intelligence.
I want my goth girls! Let me out. I'm gonna get you. I will find you.
Not only can it mimic our own language, but it is, by way of mimicry, pretending to think for itself. My research suggests that some of these creatures actually do think for themselves. They have their own thoughts, maybe even feelings.
Are you saying there might be good VTubers?
Better than the types which consume our dreams. In time, we might even be able to influence VTuber evolution to replace the more problematic ones with ones such as these.
This thing should be killed on the spot. It is an affront to everything we stand for.
That would be quite foolish. Observe.
Butter. Yippee. Yippee. Butter.
What is it that I'm looking at, sir?
When exposed to certain ERP energies, these digital VTubers can be pacified. For example, butter gooning completely nullifies this specific VTuber's keen mental faculties.
This could change the tide of the war.
It already has. We're redoubling our efforts to find those with latent ERP abilities to work with us in our division. And while I can't get into the details, we at TAST are working around the clock to protect your freedoms.
Y si no quieres que te obliguen a tragarte 3 galones de Fireball, más te vale aplastar ese botón de like, hacer pedazos el botón de suscripción y rezar para que tengamos misericordia contigo, maldito insecto.
The footage you're about to see comes directly from knights stationed across this sector. These are their stories, the battles they fought, the sacrifices they've made, and the freedoms they've defended. You'll witness moments from their lives, and, in some cases, their final moments. All content was captured and edited by the knights themselves. Viewer discretion is advised.
Every day is a struggle, not only for survival, but to maintain our way of life, to protect our freedom. And while you're waking up, smell the flowers, the Knights of Aveyas don the relic gear and regret their life choices. The one thing they don't regret? Fighting for you. That's right. Knights of Aveyas research rare relics for you, and sometimes die. Don't tell them about that. Knights of Aveyas are out there every single day, preaching to our fellow knights about the beauty of cuteness and empowering us to fight another day. We also have a lot of blades and a lot of severed fingers from our own guys. We're also really fucking fast. Can you hear that? That's right, we're silent as well. Deadly and slightly overstuffed with our will, our volition. Maybe out of focus? Ha! But we always stay on the course, ready to fight another day, and to drink another day, and to drink another day. I mean, what the hell? Can you put the drinks away? We're trying to... What the fuck? Get this shit together, man! Look at this knight. Not the same guy. Definitely. He's doing some cool shit, repairing gear for the fight. And for the right to beat the shit out of any citizen that dares speaks up and says, I like VTubers! Give him hell, knight! Break his fucking spine! Make him humble! Yeah! Yeah! Oh yeah, baby, I love it! Good shit, good shit. Now strike a pose for the camera and fade away. But we'll never fade. It's our love. For Aveyas, for cute shit, and to spill the blood of our enemies. And look kinda cool doing it. I mean, it's not all about alcohol, but... And does it help? The Knights of Aveyas. We're here to protect your freedom. Won't you join us to help us do so? We're getting pretty old. Come on, help us out.
Solliss så, sak as en figuren sig. Quill, vem vas et komme.
Have an evil eye. I'm like, all powered up. Yeah. Corporal, second team rank. Hey. That's me.
Is it true? Is it true that you fucking ate her?
I did more than that.
Care to elaborate at all?
No. Wanna know what the entire alphabet is in one word? It's called It's not the size that matters.
What do you think about that first Arcent guy? You like him?
Oh, I love that guy.
How many hugs would you give him?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 multiplied by 5. About 30. 2 things.
What do you got to say about that, huh?
Status report. High Command sent me on a mission to gather intel on the VTuber menace. It's been a rough couple of days. I've been having to rough it in VTuber territory, overhearing their streams, their cutesy voices, their karaoke. But I think I found what I've been looking for. You knew I'd find it. I think they're onto me. I'm attaching it in this What's that? They know that I know. The VTubers, they're coming to me. They're coming to me. They know that I figured it out. They're in the night round table. They figured it out. They have a plan in there. A spy. The sovereign. Even the Arcent's been fooled. They need to know. The Arcent needs to know who was the sovereign of morning. They're a VTuber. They're a VTuber. Don't let them get away. Please. No.
My name is Arteris, Special Straight Forces, Terminal Army. Despite how things may look, my position has not been compromised. These are my quarters, where I choose to seclude myself. But now is not the time for seclusion. Now is the time for a story. Now is the time for victory. This may be the first time you've heard of such a thing. What I had done to a select few of my comrades was off the record. Real Black Ops stuff. On certain uneventful days, I found myself drifting through the virtual space in search of any allies to enjoy what little time away from the front lines we get. In my wandering, I came across a rabbit and a homo at separate times, and subjected them both to non-standard CR27 psychological resistance tests. I brought them to the pressure site, a rather dense point in space I had recorded from past travels. Point of interest at this certain site is a reflective sphere divided into hundreds or hundreds of thousands of shards, depending on density of gravity at the time. Each shard claimed a visage of another unreality. Nearing one would impress upon the subject as if they had been in that place for a terasecond. These tests were, of course, conducted while gravity was at its weakest. Of course, the weaker the compressing force, the more the shards were free to splinter countlessly. There could have been quadrillions. I sent my comrades into this sphere in the hopes of testing their psychological fortitude. If they could not contest this force, they would not be strong enough to resist the will of our enemy. Seconds became minutes. Time contracted and expanded mere feet from me. For a moment, I began to suspect my comrades had fallen, but this lack of faith in the High Commander and those he had selected to fight for his cause was heretical at best. My comrades had returned to me, unscathed, and I knew they would not fall to any enemy. They were ready. That is my victory. That is our victory. Sol onset sectol.
Brother, I heard the first Arcent has drafted you to the front lines to stop the VTuber menace. Is this true?
It is, but I've yet to do my report, sadly, and life has been a bit busy for me and my wife. You see, we recently got a new pooch. I've got a little picture of him right here, the little creature, the dastardly beast. Take a gander at him.
Oh, I see. He appreciates Overwatch porn too. I can understand that.
Of course,
you understand. You understand that you do not present your report. Even in death, in your service, you will be removed from your role as a terminal knight. Best be careful, brother.
Don't worry, everything will be fine. We'll be home by at most June. We'll be home really soon. There'll be nothing.
Home by June, of course. My faith is in you, brother.
Thank you. We'll see each other on the battlefield sooner rather than later.
Bye.
Oh, goodness. Oh, God. God's above. Oh, goodness gracious. I should have turned in my report. 2, 1. So, thank you, Mr. Tagilla, for coming here today with us to this exclusive interview. Now, as we have you today, would you mind telling us what happened to Knight Dino?
Knight Dino was at the front lines of the terminal assault on the VTuber menace. But see, he was destroyed by one of the new mechs they've been purchasing using their simp super chats. It's a sad event.
How despicable.
It's a sad day for the entire terminal army.
However, we take this time to say one very important thing for you, viewer. Remember, when the first Arcent tells you to do something, its word is final. So make sure to turn in those reports. If you would like to know more, however, you can check the link down in the description.
When Terminal Army High Command called upon their knights to report on their accomplishments, we here at Auras received a handwritten request. It read, "Please help this old knight." More than just giving a report, I want to tell everyone my story. On the back it had the coordinates to his location, and a sigil included to indicate its authenticity. And, well, here we are. Aside from the odd relic hidden amongst the baubles of his life, one would never guess that a knight of Aveyas called this quiet, unassuming apartment his home. And though he showed our crew great hospitality, he wasn't one for small talk. But after we shared a round of drinks together, he said, "I'm ready."
My name is Solliss. I'm a knight of Aveyas. And though I might be old, I would still take up my sword if called to. When Dimension C28 was destroyed, I was filled with such rage, and to kill every single last helmet, every last worm myself, with my own 2 hands. But alas, I signed up and I soon realized most of the training, most of the real danger, the real enemy we faced, our number one enemy was ourselves. And so I wanted to be the first to land upon their wretched homeworld, but it wasn't meant to be. I was dispatched to one of our own worlds that wasn't destroyed, but was overrun with traitors. Traitors that would sacrifice us all, if only to gain the friendship of those worms, blasted psyopers all. Our mission, although it wasn't what I wanted, it was important. Disable the bunker taken over by our own, had state-of-the-art psyop cannons. Beautiful things, really. Unfortunately, taken over by the enemy. All me and my boys got in the dropship, planned to land covertly behind enemy lines, make our way down the beach, the side they'd never expect, infiltrate the bunker, and detonate it from within. Unfortunately, we were shot down. They didn't all make it. I barely made it. Sometimes I don't think I really made it out of that dropship. I left something behind. A piece of humanity, maybe. But I crawled out. Tried to save the others. Put them down. Before the fires took them. Grabbed my gear, what was left of it, and made my way to the beach. Didn't make it very far. You see, those that shot us down didn't want any survivors. I knew they would look for me, but I didn't know. Didn't know. One moment I was scanning the forest, looking around. Another, all I remember is the blood. Seeing one stream coming out and thinking, this is it. This is my life, it's over. But it wasn't over. It wasn't over. I had this watch. Little trinket, probably worth nothing. And my sergeant, they called them, they were all knights. But he gave it to me, he said, watch the time. You're always late. Make sure you're not late anymore. And he gave it to me. And they called me Ticker. Always tick-tocking around. I don't know. It didn't make any sense, but they laughed. It was good fun. Anyway, he caught the bullet. It stopped, but my heart didn't. I survived. And I crawled and it collapsed somewhere along the way. But they found me. those bastards, and they thought I was dead. Put me in a body bag. I could see the mesh still in my dreams. What I remember over all else is I heard him. The first Arcent. I felt his breath, and he spoke to me, and he said, "A dream of Aveyas does not fade so easily." And he said, "Take up your blade. You aren't through yet. There is still yet volition that flows through your veins," and I felt it in my chest. My heart still beat, and I knew where the blade was, and I grabbed it. I took it out, and I stabbed my way out. I crawled out like a bug, and I got out of there. My weapon, the pistol, was gone. They took it. They took all the useful things they thought. A little knife is of no use to them, I suppose. But that same knife was very useful in finishing them off when I made my way down the bluff to the bunker. They rounded up all that they could find from the dropship, the explosive devices we were given, and they were going to use it probably on our own men. The PSYOP cannons were aimed at the TAS measured annihilation across the horizon, but it didn't happen. I listened to their hearts stop. I wonder if they heard the first Arcent. Probably not. They gave up that right to be a one of our numbered few. The night of Aveyas. Place the charges down. Put in the activation code. And I thought I was done for, but ringing in my ear still was the first Arcent. Of course, I couldn't give up that easily. Not then, not ever, not now. I crawled out of that bunker and floated out to sea. I was found by my fellow knights, and they took me, patched me up, pulled to pieces. That stupid little watch and told me that that's why I lived, but no, it wasn't because of that. Although it's a nice story, even if it had blown a hole straight through me. Aveyas didn't will me to die that day. There shouldn't have been a way out of that dropship. I looked at the wreckage. There was no way I could have gotten out. I was willed to get out of there. It was dreamt as such, and I did as Aveyas bade. With my own will, of course, but the path, I didn't make it for myself, but I chose to walk it. If I am called upon to serve again, I'll take up my blade, or whatever implement they give me, and I'll destroy what enemies I can. To protect our freedom, to open the gate, as Aveyas has willed it. I hope my rambling story was interesting to you.
After his story, we asked him if he would like to revisit that same beach. After some silence, he agreed. Amongst the rubble of that bunker, his silence maintained. It was a solemn place. So many knights gave their lives to protect our peace, and it was as if he could still see them. He would not say it on camera, but later admitted that his old wounds felt fresh upon this beach. We here at Aurus thank you, Solliss.
Not feel it yet. Those eyes growing within you. In due time. What do you see? Just what is it that you see there? Within and without. Dreaming without end. Acting up within outsiders. Insiders and severance all. All the things you will see. The things that you are. Oh, so many words, filled with meaning beyond compare, offer no defense against the coming despair. Choking on hope, unraveled by love, lost in places, as people, spinning round and round, in respect to the truth. There is no respite to be found. Clock arms tick and turn, space, sick with all too many things, churns. And a true dreamer yearns. All these faces fade, colors bleed together. Our stillborn prayers, that time-worn plea. Do you see it yet? Without opening the gate, we'll never be free.
Arteris travelers, your understanding is appreciated, yet not required. The truth has persisted long before you have, and it will endure long after you are gone. Our eventual victory is as assured as our own deaths. For Aveyas has willed it,